Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp. I hope you had a happy Christmas and happy new year of course. In today's video we're going to have a look at some of the games that released for the Switch over the Christmas period whilst we were doing our 12 days of SwitchUp, just to mop up anything that would have been missed owing to not having our upcoming game series running at that time. I'll also highlight a couple of games that are releasing in the week coming, albeit there aren't many new releases scheduled just yet, just again so that everyone is completely up to date. So which games are coming out for the Switch this week? Well, let's find out.
This episode's sponsored by Boti Byteland Overclocked, which really reminds me of Astrobot on the PlayStation 5. It's a third-person platform game that also features co-op.
Yep, as Mark said, it combines classic 3D platforming with a splash of innovation, with you double jumping, dashing, hovering and gliding through a number of different levels as you attempt to rid Byteland of a number of bugs, viruses and glitches.
And it also does have local co-op play for 1 or 2 players, online play for 1 or 2, or you can actually hook up 2 Switches as well.
This version includes all 4 DLCs that were available for the game previously, being Dino vs Robot battles, expansive winter and Halloween add-on maps, plus hovercraft races.
It has been out previously and it was quite well received actually, and we'll have a full dedicated video of this one. All the prices are on the bottom of the screen right now. Once again, a big thank you to Untold Tales who have sponsored this episode.
So going back then to a bunch of games that released during that period, as I said, the first one is Leif's adventure, Neverworld Hero. It says here you'll be joining Leif and his loyal sidekick Ghost as they combine their strengths to overcome the sinister forces of the Neverworld. It's a 2D action-adventure game which is centred on friendship and teamwork, according to the blurb, and you'll need to navigate through a richly diverse world, exploring 6 unique realms filled with side quests, hidden treasures and colourful characters, each with their own backstory. You can play in either single player or co-op, and it's drop-in local co-op by the looks of it, with one character excelling at fighting, jumping and running, whilst the secondary character Ghost can find hidden areas, activate ethereal objects and platforms and collect different items. There is a demo available and it sells for £16.99 or your regional equivalent. There was also Sunhaven, which looks to be a farm management type game where you'll need to play through the 4 seasons and tend to seasonal crops and flowers using a number of different tools. You can raise livestock and other fantastical animals from 3 different towns, and there are 7 different races of characters to choose from, and also 4 different cities to be able to travel across. There are 23 different marriage options available to you if you like the romance side of such games, and you'll also be fighting through monsters using swords, crossbows, staffs and magic spells, so it has a bit of Rune Factory about it by the sounds of it. You'll level up different areas of yourself and you can customise your character as well, and you'll need to complete the Sunhaven Museum by donating hundreds of items, I guess a bit like Animal Crossing in that respect. Another one that's already out of course, and this one sells for £24.99. We then have Universe for Sale, which is a hand-drawn adventure game set in the clouds of Jupiter, where sapient orangutans work as dockhands and mysterious cultists strip the flesh from their bones in order to reach enlightenment. What a lovely place that sounds to live. The story centres around a woman named Lila who is able to create universes in the palm of her hand, and it looks as if you'll be doing so by crafting these universes, grabbing different ingredients to be able to do that, to see exactly what sort of universe you come up with. There's no trailer on the eShop unfortunately, so I'm only going from screenshots and obviously reading the blurb and trying to interpret it. I get the impression that perhaps it's something like Valhalla, where obviously in that game you're serving drinks and trying to get the orders correct. Perhaps here it's similar, but you're crafting actual universes via ingredients and spells. It sells for £13.49 if you are interested. This one was on sale, although by the time you watch this video that sale would have ended. On the 23rd of December, My Time at Sandrock Online released. Now My Time at Sandrock has been out for a while and is like a 3D farm simulation game again, albeit in a post-apocalyptic world, where I believe this one allows you to play with friends online, hence the title of course, where the original release was a single player experience. It looks as if you can play this one in single player too, offline, but I'm assuming you'll be buying this one specifically to play with your friends. It says you can invite up to 3 friends to join your adventure. NPCs in towns will issue a variety of interesting tasks for you and your friends to complete, and you'll need to work together to do so. You can interact with the NPCs and develop relationships with them, and you'll also build buildings within the towns too. Now I'm assuming you don't have to own the original release, as this is separate from that in terms of its placing on the eShop and has its own price, £11.55 or your regional equivalent. It may just be worth looking up a few of the details online just to make sure exactly what you need if you are interested in picking this one up though. You have Star Trek Legends, which released on Christmas Day of all days, and it says here you'll be stepping into the role of your favourite heroes and villains from across the history of Star Trek, embarking on an epic space adventure to control the mysterious Nexus. It's a strategy-based RPG where you take command of the USS Artemis and recruit a team of legendary Star Trek characters to embark on missions. There are over 70 iconic characters to choose from, such as Kirk, Spock, Picard, Janeway, Data, and many others. And it says you'll be exploring 3D crafted worlds and interacting with fully realised animated characters. Now there's a base version which sells for £10.79 or again your regional equivalent, albeit there is a sale on that, 50% off, with a good month or so to go on that, and there is a complete edition available as well which sells for a bit more money of course, which has all the DLC and whatnot. That's also on sale for 50% off at this current moment in time. The final game we're going to look at for those already out before moving on to just a couple that are releasing this week, we have Gunlocked. This calls itself a twin stick shooter without the twin stick. It's a sci-fi action roguelike about careful positioning and upgrade selection. It says you'll manage unique targeting systems across multiple weapons and upgrades as you battle legions of alien ships. You only control movement, but every weapon has its own unique targeting system. This particular release includes all content from the second Gunning DLC, has 14 different pilots to choose from and 100 plus powerful upgrades. There are 38 unlockable augments to customise your pilot's abilities and 7 bosses with evolving abilities to take on. On top of this there is also an endless mode, and this one released on the 30th of December and sells for £6.29. Just a couple of new releases to go through then, and the first of those is Guns and Dragons, which comes out on the 6th of January, and it is a co-op top-down shooter where you eliminate fantasy monsters with guns. It's a roguelite where you adventure through a dangerous dungeon, working together to survive, but on top of that you also compete to be the best player. I like that. I do like when co-op games also give you an incentive to still compete to a lesser degree. The amount of damage you deal, the amount of coins you collect, and being what it calls the ultimate bearer of the crown will help you to reach top ranking. You'll be able to use the points you earn to purchase new heroes, items and game difficulties, it says here in the blurb, and it releases on the 6th as I already said. It will sell for £11.49 or your regional equivalent. Just one more then for this first week back in terms of our upcoming game series, and this is Ys Memoire, The Oath in Felghana. So this first released in 2005 and was a remake or a reimagining of the third Ys game, Ys 3 Wanderers from Ys, and this is now a remaster of that remake if you know what I mean. It's had a number of improvements made to it since that initial release in 2005, including an all-new voiceover for the protagonist, remastered high-definition visuals and music, new refined character illustrations, although you can switch back to classic versions, and quality of life features too, such as a new turbo mode. There are 3 different iterations of the original score, being the original, the PC 8801 and the X68000, and the blurb calls this the definitive edition of this particular game. This one is out on the 7th if you are interested for £24.99 or, once again, your regional equivalent.
Coming in 2025.
So there you have it. There are some Switch games that released either just before Christmas and we didn't cover, or are coming out in this upcoming week. Do any of those games interest you? Have you picked up any of the ones that are already out? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget, if you're looking for eShop credit to pick any of these games up, or anything else for that matter, you can use our website switchup.gg. You can get your eShop cards from there, and doing so will get you 5% of your purchase price back as cashback, which you can then use against a future purchase. There are other links down there to places such as Nixie and PlayAsia. Again, with discount codes, you'll save yourself a bit of money, and we do get a bit of a kickback, which does help the channel and is much appreciated. If you're into Lego or building at all, then my other channel, GB Bricks, has a new episode out at the minute. This is a review of a classic set from the 80s, 1988 I believe it was, the Blacktron Message Intercept base. I'll put a card to that in the top right hand corner if you want to give that a watch, and there'll be a link to the channel itself down in the description if you want to see what else is on there. Any views at all will be much appreciated. I do really want to try and build that channel through 2025. A quick thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, Happy New Year once again, and happy gaming.